life. It suits you.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me, though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that'd mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? Before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse, but then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that...
A world free of sacrifice.
Not just me. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy.
Enough to determine someone's social...
They can be honed with the right training, and as a result, family lines that churn out
Those capable of only weak astral arts are still. Even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Danon. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to act.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation. No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that.
Jeez, give backhanded comp.
Wait a second. Are you? He is.
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination, as if such simplistic criteria.
So this red woman, are we expecting...
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got...
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, there's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman, and if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should...
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That's
Forbidden?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, in any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time. Possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble.
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds.
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at...
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that...
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebie.
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay...
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
So how many Renans actually live in the...
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zoogles take care of most...
There's Zoogles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our...
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes.
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the...
Dohalim?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these...
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me.
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening. But so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could, let alone the Forbidden...
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the...
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And...
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the red...
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danans poking their nose.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantage.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people...
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just... unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be...
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their endgame is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. We don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration, to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Sorry. That probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along. This place is a mystery, that's for sure. Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shion. I'm sure we will.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you! I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time. Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renin, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent. Which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth. That Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about.
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as... That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over.
The points you make are valid. Though I confess I'd never come to think of it. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the home?
No,
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be...
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renin homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign that...
But what about trade and community?
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis.
But what if something were to...
I'm beginning to wonder, but Sovereign...
Whoever wins the crown contest, thereafter. As for how Volron factors into...
3 centuries ago, 300 years... That's not the only thing we have in common.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Heros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it! I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself.
I'm questioning it.
Even so, I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen
What if she's...
It's still too...
For all we know.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around...
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. Look imposing and speak...
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks.
So there is a knack...
Now you've got me curious. Is there
let's...
If you've a bone to pick with...
What? They look...
Hey! What's... I can barely...
I hope...
I wasn't expecting them to take me...
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people... I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan home...
But Dohalim was a lord.
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite...
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much.
I wonder what they'd think. Alsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it...
Well, yeah, what to us Danans, they...
I know.
It feels strict.
Yeah. If you're that curious, every lord... And luckily...
What?
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign,
I guess... She intended to spread it... throughout all of Lent? focus then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them, too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
Yes! Yes!
Balsef had it in him to... care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect. This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis'
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Harros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest.
Yeah, despite the brutality.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position, but their loyalty to their people is also...
That's what makes them the guard.
Right. It's the same
Guess that makes you an even...
So, Alphen.
Yeah, Balsef and the others. They all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives...
I know. What they did was... But at the same time, they... So I guess... What I'm...
You're saying that they weren't bad even if they did terrible things?
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. I think that's something we've all...
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case.
And I'm going to keep doing my best.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever...
And that never struck...
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange...
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with... In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been...
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, but if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood.
With any luck.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait, don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave. You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing some...
Each of us have our pasts.
Before, back in Menancia,
The mistakes I made there were not my
Did you mean what you said?
She has more...
But you can't just...
Whatever happened, I have no intention of expiring before I do so. Besides, you have just as much reason to...
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some...
place is beautiful.
Yeah. It must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up.
It is something...
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this Avakir, Faria.
Tarnigan.
He was once my dearest, closest friend. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music. With
A friendship based on music.
I suppose it's
I would have. Now, I think besides...
Your praise does me and even then, Tarnigan had fallen for... But fate...
What happened?
Tarnigan was no... But he was desperate.
You mean he resorted to dirt...
How could I tell her?
So instead you let her go on hating you.
That's not the same as running away.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my... As for what happened...
But if you hadn't be...
Shion's right. You've saved so... You saved so...
Frank is all... But...
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's important to have some...
I didn't realize how...
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough.
I hope you're right. Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe. But I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
You can never be too prepared. Looks... Well,
The meat is...
I'm impressed.
the basic procedure...
Still,
I'm the type who fish... Don't worry.
The meat is...
What's the...
says the...
Look, as long...
even...
I'm talking about...
It looks thick.
Sure.
Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
that all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Hold! I am Lord Dohalim of Helden Menencia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
Take this! In a bind?
Dragon Swarm!
This one's mine! Ready! Now! Frozen!
Hammer!
Dragon! Ignite!
Take this! I can carve through. I'm
Dragon Swarm!
Totally!
In an instant!
Impact block!
My turn!
Not in your dreams!
Dragon Swarm!
Rolling fire support!
Take this!
Burn up!
Dragon Swarm! The flame inside me yearns to be still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Mega
My turn! Eat this!
Now or never.
Lightning
I'll
Horn!
finish you here and in now! In a bind?
Lightning condemned!
Dragon Swarm!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure.
They weren't in the least bit phased.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemy. And yet, traditionally,
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back.
I've never seen anything like that.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list.
Right, here goes! Dragon Swarm! Dragon Swarm! Take this! Stop! Take this!
These ones can run rings around us!
Dragon
Armor
Swarm!
won't save you!
Celestial
Talon Hurricane!
I'm just getting started!
Reload! I'm ready!
Too fast!
That'll bring
Stand
you
back.
down!
I'll trip it up.
Gale Force! Lunar Corruption!
Dragon
Now!
Swarm!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Now!
Ready.
Here I come!
These fists have got your name on them!
Dragon Swarm! Ignite! Lunar Rongo!
Tectonic
You're up!
Leave the chargers to me!
Nonsense!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I'm on!
I'm all stuffed up!
knocked up.
Annihilation! Air strike!
Now we're not...
Confiscated!
Very well!
Frozen!
Hammer!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
No backing down!
Dragon Swarm!
My car! In a bind?
Tempest Blood! Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
Time to cross blade! Ready and
Seal!
Here I come! I can carve through all! Dragon form! Ether!
A chain between heaven and earth!
Done!
Glacial Spear! A wheeling energy of lightning! Freeze Lancer! Seal! I'll be saving this one! Radiant Blood! Searing Flame!
Dragon form!
In here! Magic Flame!
Eat dirt! Try harder!
That'll bring you down!
You're mine!
You
require a head. What?
Radiant
No
Blood!
further!
Here! Mega Ray!
Dragon form!
The flames will roar! Mega Ray! Annihilation! Magic Kazam!
Dragon form!
Mega Ray! Talon Storm! Seal! I'll be saving this one!
Armor won't save you!
Carve now!
Ether!
Mega Ray!
First strike! Dragon form!
Here it goes! Mega Ray! More for the stockpile! Annihilation!
Blow
Here
away!
goes Mega Ray! More where that came from!
It's time! Dragon
Here
Shell!
goes! I'll heal you all!
This one
Lightning
keeps
Kazam!
charging us!
That's what my shield's for! Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Dragon form!
Water! Hear my call! Dance in the wind! Blood!
First strike!
Air thrust!
Rip and tear!
You
should have messed with me! You're mine! The flame inside is yours to be let free!
In here! Freeze Lancer!
Dragon form!
Hurricane! All disaster one! Come on, roll now! Purity!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Eat this! Here I come! Come and get it! Ready and rare! Dragon swarm!
That'll bring you down! Lightning Orb!
First strike! You're finished! It's
I'll heal you all time out!
Dragon swarm! In a bind!
I'm on a roll now!
I owe you one! Totally! In an instant! Impact claw! Hey, I'm pretty lucky. Bring him down! Fire up! Not today!
Healing
I'll drag you aboard!
Thanks so much! If you won't bow all night, then you leave me no choice!
Engaging!
Divine Savior! A whirling
It's almost too strong! Split it open! Be my guest!
Sealed!
Dragon form!
Easy
ensnaring for me.
Yeah!
And the fire to me! Ignite! Dragon form! Do it! Trigger!
Astral Energy!
Say no more! Now! You're mine! I'm not done!
Watch it!
Dragon form!
I'm
shattering the pieces! Attack time! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Excited!
Now!
Any injuries?
Go no further!
Take this! Can't get out of this! I'm on it! Dragon form!
I'm ready, heaven and earth!
They really don't give up, do they?
Wait now!
To me! Eat this! Not a chance! Can't get out of this!
Carnage! Florida!
Ready and roar!
Sleep now!
Glimmer to watch this! Dragon form!
Rain down and purify!
Try harder! Dragon form!
Thunder
Dragon form! pull
myself together.
Now you see what I can do!
You'll soon see about that.
To be let
Take this! Talon Hurricane!
Now!
Kisara!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Well, am I improving?
Tremendous. The speed and precision of your aim is simply unmatched.
I had no idea you were watching me so closely. Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight. Out of our way!
Not in your dreams!
Tear you apart! Dragon Swarm!
Illuminate the dark!
I
think I'll pass on the hand. Here's a healing arm.
Here and now!
First aid!
Take this! Talon Storm!
Divide!
Here's my card up!
Glacial Spear! Here's the evil!
I can carve through! I'll finish you here and now! Dragon Swarm! I'll tear you apart! Talon Storm! Take this! Dragon
That'll
Swarm!
bring you down!
You see what happened there is you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that. I'm not done! Dragon Swarm!
Hear me! Talon Storm! Burning strike! Water! Hear my call!
Blow away! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! First strike! Take this! No further! No escape!
Healing circle! Lightning! And I'll get back into the fray!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it!
Dragon Swarm!
Water! Hear my call!
Burn in hell! Take this! Dragon Swarm!
Burning evil!
I can carve through armor!
Spear! Pierce evil! Not in your dreams! Freeze laser!
You require
What's that in a bind?
Rain down and purify!
Take this! Now!
Here's a healing arm! First aid! Illuminate the dark! Annihilation!
Dragon Swarm!
Holy hand!
This one's all mine! Not today!
Take this! Lightning!
Eagle
Healing
Guide!
circle!
Dragon Swarm! I'm not done!
I
really owe you one!
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Dragon Tilt!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
I've been doing really great lately.
Gotta break through! Here I come! Anything in armor is all mine!
Where are you going?
Hold nothing back! Dragon Swarm! I can carve through armor! No further!
I'll heal you all!
Dragon Shell!
Here, let me help! First aid!
Prepare to be
Lunar
seized!
corruption!
Blow away!
Gemini Aqua! Annihilation!
I'm nearly done for! Take it! It's on! Dragon Swarm! Not today!
Do it!
I'm not done!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
My turn! Whirlwind Dragon Swarm! I'm just getting started! I'm not ready now!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
I'll bring you back from death
I'm
and
on it.
struggle!
I'll tear you up!
Rains of
I'll tear you up!
Lunar
Whirlwind
corruption!
Snap!
In your blood! What?
Bring it thrust!
Photon
Dragon Swarm!
Lunar corruption!
Now or never!
Not in your dreams!
In a bind! Dragon Swarm!
Hurricane! Dance in the wind! Mega!
Far enough! Do it! Totally! In an instant! Impact block! Not a chance! Dragon Swarm! Strike!
Raven
now!
Storm!
It's over! Eagle Assault! We can really make weapons with this?
No choice.
You got
carve through armor! Eat this! Dragon form!
Where are you
A showdown between blade and fist! I'm on fire support! No further!
Here, now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Will this help?
The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Dragon form! Thanks! Now we're ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Now! Yours! Dragon form! Take this!
Burn! Now!
Looks like we got them all.
Hi, Hoodle!
I'm ready! Denied! Dragon form!
Here goes! Not on my watch!
No shield can stand against
I
see one, eh?
Here I come!
I'm on it!
Red field! Glacial spear!
I'm nearly done for. The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Take this!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Dragon Flight Shield!
Need to pull myself together.
Do it!
Hear my call! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Water, hear my call!
Take this!
Cascade!
Dragon Form!
Glacial spear! Hear me!
Burn! You're mine! Dragon Form!
I'm on a roll now! That'll bring you down!
Fire support! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Illuminate
My
the
turn!
sun!
Here I come!
And
now we're not
Mega Ray!
Lunar Rondo! Take this!
Annihilation!
Do it!
Mega Ray! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home.
I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she...
It was Naori. Naori,
She really does look like Shion.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly?
It was a conversation.
You mean all of that really happened?
But how?
No.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it?
I felt...
That would, for all we know.
So you think...
We have no...
Yeah. So that was...
Yeah.
What about you?
Me?
Even putting us reliving painful...
I can't decide.
Alphen.
That's not all. I'd like...
Whether you're... Not that I'm complaining. Come on.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.